Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. This is your August bonus reading. We're going to see what else wants to come up for you at this time. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do simple Celtic cross here for the bonus reading. And you start off with this happy card and this regeneration card. I'll show you in a minute. I kind of feel like this is more like you could be regenerating and, all that other good stuff, right? But, I kind of feel like this is saying that you are getting back to feeling more like your self, and so I don't really necessarily feel like this is saying, and I can't pick up that card for some reason. And, again, anyway, I feel like it's saying you're more kind of like getting back to how you normally would feel, or you're starting to feel like yourself again. I'm wondering, I'm going to put these here because I didn't really plan this out very well for how this table works. But, again, I kind of feel like you're just feeling like yourself more, or you're feeling like you're getting back to yourself. Definitely a lot of happiness because we have the Sun, Ten of Pentacles, showing up in this reading. A lot of good stuff showing up here. So we'll start here. Again, you have this happy card and this regeneration card. The happy card is about channeling your happiness or doing things to channel happiness. So she is, you can see that kind of light that is coming down into her head. And this is her doing things that make her happy. And so I feel that could help kind of like get you back to your feeling like your Pisces self, right? You start off with your current general energies as the King of Wands. So I feel like maybe not like this week. Today is August 3rd, right? So this will be out on the 4th. And so this is the week of the 5th, right? And so it's like, I think this week it might be a little bit of a slow start for Pisces, but just looking forward into the rest of the month, I feel that you're going to be feeling more motivated, more excited, and I also feel that your crossing energy is the Four of Pentacles, and I feel like the Four of Pentacles is kind of saying that you are feeling like things have to change, like you have to be the one to create a change in your life, and just simply understanding that could be the thing that is motivating you to be more successful. So, again, I kind of get that feeling here that, really the crossing energy in a Celtic cross can be what hurts you or helps you, but again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, like I said. And I feel like this is more like something that's motivating you. It's like your things have been the same for too long. The thing with the Four of Pentacles is, the things, he's just keeping things the same. And he understands that he needs to make a change to make things different. In the area of what's on your mind, you have the King of Swords. So you could find yourself, it could be a very mental month for you. And again, it is a Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrogrades definitely make things more mental. We could be thinking, literally just thinking, planning, kind of like coming up with new plans for our life, or we could be imagining new directions. And we even go from the King of Swords down to the Sun and the High Priestess to the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands would say that you are thinking about expansion, or you are thinking about kind of ways to expand and grow in your life. And we see just, an amazing last row here, this end part of your reading. And so I feel like your thoughts are going the right direction. One thing that is kind of popping into my head for you here, Pisces, is that if you are having any thoughts like that you can't do something, or that things aren't going to go according to plan, I would also be careful. Like, I'm getting something here about being careful of the information that you're consuming. It's like, if you come up with a plan, for example, to start a business or to improve your health, it's like then maybe on YouTube you see a video about like why your plan isn't working. I don't know, I have like a weird story popping into my head that you might see things that say what you want to do, kind of give you the feeling that it's not going to work. But again, I would be careful of listening to that information because, just because it didn't work for someone else doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. And I feel like this is saying, like, ignore the external noise, right? And pay attention to your heart, your feelings, those types of things. In your foundation, you have the Magician. The Magician says you are the creator. You are the one that can manifest your desires if you put the work in. The reason I say that is because we go up to the Eight of Pentacles here. So it's like you're not going to just magically manifest things into your life. But I feel that this is saying, coming up in the area of your foundation, that you have a strong manifestation foundation. I also feel like you've worked on yourself enough. He has this snake wrapped around his waist, and that's the Ouroboros, and it just represents reinvention or, reinventing yourself. So I feel like you're coming from a place of having made a lot of changes, or you're coming off a period of time in your life where you have made a lot of changes, and now you are kind of manifesting new things into reality. I also feel that you are kind of like discovering that you have the knowledge and wisdom necessary to be very successful. And, I feel that this is creating a lot more success for you, which is great. So I would make sure you're using all your, talents, gifts, skills, and abilities and tools. In the area of your past, the past position is the energy of what you are moving past at this time. You have this dragon, says ancient wisdom, protector, and magic. You have this crown Safaka card. It says femininity, assertiveness, and group accord. I can never say that word, but I feel that for a lot of you, it's almost like you're just starting to stand up for yourself. I kind of said this with that King of Wands. I feel like you're starting to maybe put yourself first a little bit more. I also feel that you have the Six of Pentacles here, and the Six of Pentacles isn't necessarily a bad card, but I feel sometimes with the Six of Pentacles, like we could be putting ourselves in situations where we are kind of being cheated, right? And again, this doesn't have to be like some sort of big dramatic thing, but if deep down inside that you are worth more money at work or in your career, for example, but you're not getting paid that money, then it's almost like you're standing up for yourself and saying either you need to pay me more money to your boss, or I'm going to go find something else, right? And this is really about, I think you are being honest with yourself. It's like, trust me, I've worked with tons of people in my day that are like, oh, I deserve a raise, I deserve a promotion, but they like just sit around and don't do anything all day. So again, I think that there's delusion. But also, I think that you do actually bring a lot to the table in work and business and whatever else you're doing. And it's like you are paying attention. I feel like you're paying attention to that, and you're no longer settling for less. I think we are in a time where Pisces definitely needs to do that. It's like gone are the days of the, Pisces self-sacrificing, doing a lot of stuff and not getting paid for it, or not getting the energy back for it. And I think you're starting to kind of value yourself more. And it could be, this really could be kicking off this month, or there could be situations in your life where you are sticking up for yourself, or you are saying, I need more out of the situation because I'm bringing a lot to the table, right? Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this transporter card. It says things will manifest much sooner than you think. Magician, Sun, Eight of Pentacles. It's like things are changing for sure. It says this is an excellent time to travel for work or to refresh your mind. You have a social media card that says making money with social media. It will be very lucrative. Grow your social media presence and build a reputation for your knowledge. King of Swords. So again, some of you could be working in social media. I would say that, obviously not all of you are working in social media. So this could just be your social, standing in general. And I think it would be a great time for you to kind of like express your knowledge. I think that, I think I said this in the August reading, that I get this feeling that Pisces is starting to say, you know what, my ideas are correct. It's almost like you're starting to believe in your own ideas, and you're starting to believe like, maybe I do know what's best. And so again, just forget about the social media thing. I feel like this is talking about socially, right? And of course, some of you could be working in social media, but I think on a social level, it's like maybe you're starting to believe in yourself more and your ideas more, and you're like starting to believe, if we look at this reading, you end with the Emperor, and it's almost like you are saying to yourself, maybe I should be the leader. Maybe I should be the one that takes the lead in different areas of life. And this could be anywhere. It could be in relationships. It could be in business and work and social media. It could be anywhere. You also have the Sun and the High Priestess. So again, the Sun is shining on you here, Pisces, with the High Priestess. And the Sun is like a spotlight. It shines light on something that needs attention in our life. So pay attention to your intuition. I also feel, she has a good handle on what she is seeing. She has these 3 stages of her crown on her head, and it represents the fact that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of any situation she's going to enter into before she gets into it. But this is maybe not necessarily intuitive. She is visualizing her future, and with all this stuff here, the Magician, the Eight of Pentacles, the Sun, I think that visualizing could be a very powerful tool for you. Obviously, if you do work in social media, or if you have a social media, this could be amazing for getting attention, for standing out. If you are trying to get attention, like if you're trying to get a raise or a promotion, I think that whenever I see something like this, it definitely says, now is the time to do things that make you stand out, or now is the time for you to like really try to get attention. You have the Three of Wands in the area of your next few months, and so I feel like you are going to be doing a lot of expansion over the next few months. One thing I will say is that you have Jupiter in your fourth house. You have that travel card there. It wouldn't surprise me if over almost the next year or so, if some of you are deciding to move, or you don't really even have to move. You could just be expanding your environment. You could be expanding your place in the world, just in general, or you could be just focusing on expansion. And I feel like the Three of Wands is saying, yes, if you have any expansive ideas, if you have any ideas for growth or whatever, then I would definitely get to work on those ideas. They're probably going to lead to a lot of expansion. The Three of Wands also says, kind of like, what are you waiting for? And the funny thing is that this card here, it said something about things will manifest much sooner than expected. I kind of feel over the next few months, and I'm talking actually really until the end of the year, so maybe a little bit longer. I feel like by the time we get to December, you're going to say wow, I should have started that project much sooner, or why was I hesitating to get to work on that new business, or whatever it is for you. I kind of feel like a lot of you are kind of going to be saying to yourself, I wish I started sooner, but it doesn't really, it doesn't matter. You're starting. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, this is all relationships. You have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, of course, is an amazing card for your closest relationships. The Ten of Pentacles is kind of like everything you want and desire in your life, and the Ten of Pentacles forms the tree of life. So I feel for a lot of you, you could just be getting a lot of support from the right people. Like I said earlier, I think you need to make sure that the connections, the groups, the things that you belong to, I think you need to make sure that those things are pulling their weight, and make sure that you're actually getting out what you put in. I always say, I think Pisces are definitely overgivers. So, again, if you overgive, it's your own fault, right? And I feel like this is saying there's no reason to enter into things and to overgive. Make sure you're giving in balance, and also make sure that you're in balanced situations in the first place, so that you can have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, like I said, is everything you want and desire, but it's also something that you work on for the rest of your life. This is, I don't think we just get the Ten of Pentacles. It's building, leaving a legacy, and that's something you will do forever. But definitely a very good energy. And again, if you want love, very good as well. You have the Eight of Pentacles. This is coming up in the area of your future feelings. Again, I get this motivated feeling. I think that Pisces is a sign that, when they find something that works, they will work nonstop on whatever that thing is. And so, again, this could be love or business or otherwise. I do feel that for most of you, it is financial. So, again, I think that you're getting a little bit of that Pisces motivation feeling because you're actually doing something that works, right? And I feel this is going to be really good for you. Eight of Pentacles is also kind of seeing the fruits of your labor. So, in a lot of ways, even though technically Seven of Pentacles is seeing the fruits of your labor, Eight of Pentacles, I feel like, as we move through the rest of the year, you're going to start seeing the results from the work. It's starting to look more worth it. It's starting to look more oh, this is actually, whatever I'm working on is going in the right direction. And that's kind of what I feel here. With the Emperor as your outcome, amazing. Again, I feel like you're feeling like you are in the leadership position. I really don't get much here other than leadership. I feel like you are taking the lead in life. I also feel like you're starting to believe in your ideas more, like we said earlier. And so instead of not speaking up, or instead of not sharing your ideas, I think that's how you are taking the lead, is that you are sharing your ideas, or you're starting to believe that your ideas are good, or, that they can make a change. You also have this Moth spirit says surrender now, and you have this Whale spirit says trust in the great mystery. And so I feel for a lot of you that you are surrendering to a new direction with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is really about kind of, moving in a new direction, or, kind of expanding in a new direction. And that's what I feel like you're doing with this energy. I don't really feel like there is a mystery. Maybe for some of you, the mystery is why couldn't things work out sooner for me? Or, why did I have to wait so long for things to progress? And that's what I see here. With the King of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. At the beginning of the reading, we talked all about balance and doing things in balance. And justice is really about making sure that if you put energy into something, that you're getting energy back. It's cause and effect. And so I feel that really, I think this is true for everyone. We are definitely in a time where we really need to pay attention to cause and effect, but I feel like it's extra important for you here, Pisces. I think it's, extra important that you pay attention to what you're getting out of things. With the King of Swords in the area of your thoughts, you have the Devil card. I don't really feel like this is necessarily bad. I think that, the Devil to me sometimes represents like root chakra energy. These people have animal horns on their heads on the Devil card, and the animal horns kind of represents our baser instincts or our root chakra energy. And so sometimes I feel that we have to take that creative idea and we need to bring it up to our head and express it out into the world. And again, the Devil is showing up in the area of your head. It's showing up in the area of what's on your mind. So I think that it's going to be really important that if you have any creative ideas or creative plans, or if you have any ideas that are based off of, what you've learned in the past with that King of Swords, that you start to express these ideas into the world. And like I said earlier, I think that a lot of you could be doing that. I would also, just as like a little bit of a warning, I would make sure that you're feeding yourself positive things. Remember what I said earlier, I got that feeling. It's like of you getting excited about an idea, and then like someone says something to you about how it's not going to work, or you see something on YouTube and maybe it's something that you were just thinking about and someone says it's not going to work. Again, I think that it might not work for other people, but it could work for you. So, be careful of what you're putting into your mind. With the Magician, you have the Empress. Yeah, some of you could definitely be attracting love. Again, Ten of Pentacles to me is the best love card in the deck. It is everything you want and desire in a connection. So for those of you that are looking for love, you have divine counterparts. And so some of you could be attracting a divine counterpart. I would say the rest of the year, might not come in August. It's a Mercury retrograde anyway. So, it's not like the best time to form a connection. Although I always tell people, don't let astrology or tarot control your life, because it doesn't. It's loose guidance at best. So if you meet a person, see what happens, right? If it doesn't work, it wasn't meant to work anyway. It's like a retrograde isn't going to stop something that's meant to work from working. So I always tell people, like, get rid of the rules, right? I start things during retrogrades all the time. I'm not afraid to date during a retrograde either. So again, don't let it control your life. But I also feel like you're attracting a lot of abundance. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the World. I kind of feel like you're ending the cycle of, kind of like putting other people before you, right? And, kind of like that too much self-sacrificing. Of course, sometimes we have to take care of other people or help people, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those situations where you just sacrifice yourself too much, and, the World would kind of represent in ending or you completing that cycle or that stage and moving on to another one. With the Sun and the High Priestess, you have the Four Cups. Yeah, again, I think it's safe for you to open up to love, right? And even we have a lot of solutions here. We have the Justice card. So if you're getting into a connection, put a little energy into the connection, see what happens. If they return the favor, then, keep going. If they don't, then stop, right? And so I think you just need to pay attention. The Four Cups says that you've been disappointed a lot in the past, but he has this one cup reaching out, and that one cup is kind of like one last offer or another shot to have something that he wants. And I think it would be safe for you to open up at this time. The Four Cups also, to me is kind of like a card of baking a cake. Clearly you're trying to manifest something here with the Magician, and this could be like a dream, a goal-wish dream, something financial with the Eight of Pentacles showing up here. And the Four Cups says that you actually have all the ingredients necessary, but you just have to mix it all together and pop it in the oven. The Four Cups, he's like disappointed because he's trying to manifest something, and he thinks that he hasn't manifested it, but actually he has manifested what he wants. He just needs to mix all the things together. So I think it's an amazing time for you to mix all the things you've learned together and express it in some way. With the Three of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, quick changes. Again, this card says things will manifest much sooner than you think. But again, I think that some of you, this could be moving, right? Three of Wands, Eight of Wands definitely could be a move. And things could fall into place much faster than you think. It could also be things manifesting faster. Eight of Wands is definitely a card of manifestation. So things happening quickly. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely something is motivating you this month. And again, it might not be the first week of August. It might actually be during, the kind of like the second week of August as the retrograde gets going. It starts on the 5th. And then, again, maybe that second week, whatever week that is, I can't do math, whatever week that is, right here, sorry. It's like you're getting very motivated to put in some work. And we see that a lot throughout the reading. This could also be you discovering a person who really puts in the work. So like I said, if you're looking for love, this reading looks really good. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, working on the dream, right? Seven of Cups, he's imagining how something is going to turn out. And I always say he's imagining good things and bad things in those cups, but he needs to find out how things are going to go. So he needs to put in the work to actually see how a manifestation is going to turn out. Like, he can't just keep imagining it, right? And so I think you are, but it looks to me with the Eight of Pentacles like you are, cementing something in reality. With the Emperor, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a card of tactics. And the the Seven of Swords just says if one way for some doesn't work, if you're trying to create something, then try another way. The Seven of Swords is about he is stealing those swords from an army in the background so that they can't be used against him in battle. And I feel for a lot of you, this is just saying, don't stop if after, trying one way to get something to work doesn't work, right? And that's what I would do there. This looks really good here, Pisces, so let's pull a few more cards. You have this Lust card. Yeah, I feel like there could be a very strong connection coming in for those of you that want it. Emperor, Empress, for sure. And I don't know, it looks really good to me, so, there you go. With the next, you have this Escape card. I kind of feel like you do feel like you are escaping from a limiting situation. So again, I feel like this is a good thing. It's almost like you're taking control, which we see a lot. King of Wands, Emperor in this reading. This is almost like the Chariot. So it's almost like you are separating yourself away from something that you do need to escape from. And that's what's popping into my head. So, again, it could be a group of people where you're not getting paid your worth. It could be, some other situation as well. But I think it'll be worth it. Next, you have this achievement card, World. You have the World card here. Some of you could be attracting a Capricorn as well. This card is the Sun in Capricorn. You have the Devil, you have the World. So there you go. But I also feel that this could just be you kind of accomplishing things or accomplishing a lot more starting this month. So again, the end of the year could be really good for you for work. You have this Control card, another card that looks like the World. And how we've been talking about you taking control this entire reading, so that makes perfect sense to me. And finally, you have this Publicity card. Yes, an amazing time for you to get publicity. That social media card, the Sun. Again, even if you don't work in social media, we have to take it how it resonates, right? It's like this could represent getting more attention on the things that you work on so you can get a raise or promotion at work. It could be literal publicity. It could be you trying to get attention on your business or your career or whatever, but clearly it's a very good time for you to do that. But this looks really, really good, Pisces. I love this. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.